What's up, chum? Sharky here, and welcome back to the Shark Bites podcast. It's me and Kalani again.
Can't get rid of me. I'm here to stay.
That's better than I'm alive or I'm not dead.
I've not done that for at least 3 podcasts.
Switching it up a little bit.
I've been less depresso espresso.
How's your week been?
I was sick on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I could not sleep that night. I woke up and I had 100.4 temperature and I felt like shit.
What day did I call you? Was that yesterday or?
Call me?
Yeah,
That
I
was
thought
Sunday.
it was?
Yeah?
I thought it was more recent than that.
No, because then the next day I was sick.
Oh. That would make sense.
Yep.
I tell you what, like, I can't keep track of my days anymore. Because, like, when I'm at work, we always write the dates for stuff, like, days in the future. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense. So, like, we process work for, like, the next day. And I'm
Time
like,
is non-existent to
pretty,
you.
pretty much. Like, I don't know what today is. I just take it day by day, but. So, two things, since we're doing our little small talk first, that I'm really excited about is this month I wanted to uh, give notice to anyone listening that this month, the month of April, is Autism Acceptance Month. And if you want to support autistic people or you want some more information on like charities and stuff, I highly recommend Asan, ASAN, which I think I did a fundraiser before on this channel for them. But they are ran for and by autistic people, and yeah, it's just a really great charity. The other thing that I'm super excited about is I finally got an appointment. I was telling Kalani about this before we started. I got an appointment for a passport, and I'm going to my friend's wedding in September. So,
Yay.
yee. I've been trying for like a month to get an appointment, and they've been booked. So, that's good.
Fun times.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you say something earlier?
I don't think I did.
When I was talking about the charity?
No.
Okay.
I think I coughed.
Okay.
I have the attention span of a goldfish, okay? I forget what I say.
Actually, goldfish do have decent memories.
But does that mean that they have a good attention span, though?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. My point's still valid till proven wrong in the future.
Goldfish are messy, dude. Like, they poop so much.
They are cute, though.
They are adorable, but like they're just really stinky, poopy fish, though.
Maybe they think people are stinky and poopy, though. Yes, another podcast where I cough a lot.
Do you have anything else besides being sick this week?
Went to the movies yesterday.
Do tell.
I saw the Dungeons and Dragons Honor, I think it's Honor Among Thieves or something like that. And I thought it was really good.
Do you
I am
think
still.
do you think somebody who doesn't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons would like it?
Yes, because the way the movie is set up, it's kind of set up in a way of where if you know, it's like, oh, that's kind of neat. But if you don't know, it's still a very enjoyable movie because it's not set up where it's like you have to know everything. Because I'm still very new to D&D and don't know much stuff,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed it. Honestly, I got way too excited when I saw the fat dragon. No, this dragon was just, he was so fat he had to roll. And I love him.
So they put like an actual dragon in the movie.
Yes.
I
It's not
well
Dungeons and Dragons without a dragon.
well I just wondered like because it's like like a tabletop game.
Well, see, the movie is based off of like what you would play as if you were
Oh,
in it.
okay.
So instead of it being people playing, like
Yeah.
it's what your characters would be.
My only reference to Dungeons and Dragons is Stranger Things, so I really don't know that much about it. But
My only reference is like the 2 or 3 episodes of Critical Role I've listened to, the D&D horror stories from Den of the Drake, and where I've just started listening to for the Nevermore dark D&D series done by Dimension 20. That's who it is. So I'm still real new.
speaking of dragons, that's my attempt at a segue.
Oh, I was just waiting to see.
um, our topic today is drag queens, or just drag in general.
You want to start with this one, or?
Well, I'm pretty new to everything drag. I went to a drag show with Kalani here for the first time. Was it last year?
I think it was last year.
Okay. And it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. It was at like a small local bar and a lot of local people. And it was really fun. Like, I really wasn't sure what to expect. And I remember telling you, like,
You were
asking you a
very
bunch of questions.
unsure.
Yeah. Because I was like, like, I just had no idea like how fun it was gonna be. Like I thought it would just be like you mostly just watch, but like I love how they involve the audience.
Well, that's the thing. Depending on the place and the people doing the shows, it can be very immersive where they pull people in or they have people set in the crowd that they'll pull in. Or
Yeah.
it could be very much stay in your spot, we're gonna do our thing.
Yeah, I
Like
liked how like is her name Jody?
Jody Santana.
Yeah, like how she came up to us and actually like talked to me personally. Like I was not expecting that at all.
Oh
Um
yeah, they're nice.
and Family Jewels, of course.
Yep. The local drag king.
Yeah. That
I would
it,
like to say, though, people do not treat drag kings fairly. They look at drag and they're like, drag queens only. Whereas drag is very alternative. Like,
there's
you have drag,
gatekeeping.
surprisingly, especially from people who watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
Hmm.
Now, no hate to people who like it. I can see why you like it. But just off what limited information I've heard and read, I do not like RuPaul because they will not let someone who is a drag king onto their show.
Man, that's rough.
Or even I forget what the term is, but where you do like androgynous drag.
Yeah, I've heard about that,
So
but I don't know a
it's a
lot.
bit new. It's a bit newer, but
Uh,
people look at drag kings in like, oh, why are you doing this? And like acting like it's not equal when they also have to take just as long, in some cases, not longer than drag queens to actually put on the makeup and get ready.
I had no idea that was going on. I thought it was pretty, like inclusive and equal.
Well, around here, from what my understanding is, it is because we've got two or three drag kings, but there's one who's like, always doing it, which is Family Jewels.
Hmm.
But sadly, in a lot of areas, drag queens won't accept drag kings into their shows sometimes.
I guess
Luckily, a lot of that is dying out, but sadly, it's going too slow.
yeah. Prior to me going to the show with you, my only knowledge of drag queens was based on Trixie and Katya from
I love
um
that. I need to get back to listening to it.
which if you guys don't know what that is, they do like a YouTube show with like episodes where they just talk about random stuff and it's hilarious. Like
It's a beautiful disaster.
my sister actually got me into it cuz she likes drag queens too, so like she showed me their episodes and I some of them are like top tier hilarious, like gets me every time. But
This actually reminds me, I need to check and see if the bar down the road from me is going to be having a drag show this month. So I'll have to check that because they've started doing it.
I think it would be really fun to do even like a YouTube video of like turning me into a drag king. I want to do that. It's on my bucket list.
Yes, I will help you with that.
I want to do it.
We just need to do like a video call where we're working on that together.
I just think I could pull it off really well cuz I've been mis understood before, like some people. I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much anymore, but
I've tried tradition, like, I guess it's more traditional, or I'm not sure if the term is, but where you just go for a more just simple masculine look type drag, and I don't like how it works. I think it's just because I can't find the right contour colors for my complexion.
I just want to be like a male version of me.
I want a glitter beard.
Glitter beard.
Yes.
Nice. Not to okay, so I feel like I have to ask you about this just because it's been in recent news. And I just want everybody to know that we try to stay away from politics on this channel. I don't like bringing political stuff up, but I am curious what your thoughts are on the uh like drag queens reading to kids topic.
I think it's amazing. And I wish our local library did that or even knew about doing it. I mean, it's just them doing like they read a story, they take a break, and they like do a little game, a little dance. They're not wearing their normal, performance wear. Like they're not all skimpy and stuff. They wear
Yeah,
like nice,
they make it
poofy
appropriate.
clothing. Very. They make it very like there's one I saw on TikTok and she dresses almost like Miss Frizzle, but with her own take on it.
I don't get why it makes people so upset. Like, I'm all for it. I wish we would have had something like that when we were growing up. But, yeah, like, some people, even people like, I don't know, even my family and stuff, like, they get upset about it. And I'm just like, it's not
My
that big of
dad
a
is the
deal.
same way. I invited my dad because he likes bingo. I like going to bingo.
I have PTSD
And
from Mako, but that's a whole nother thing.
and there was drag bingo. And I was like, that sounds interesting.
That
My
sounds
dad, like,
fun.
yeah, and I
I
was like,
would do
"Hey,
that.
you wanna go to drag bingo?" Mostly because I didn't wanna drive to Carbondale myself because I hate the parking there.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Why would I wanna go with a bunch of," and went off like that, and I was like, "Dude, just say no."
Yeah, my parents are like that too. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's just because they're older generation.
I think it's just the way he was raised, and I know it ain't an excuse and all this and that, but whatever. Other than stuff like that, my dad's a great man, so. But because he don't shame me for going to him.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you this, my first time ever going to a drag show, me and my husband went to the only gay bar in Carbondale, which is now closed. So now we don't have any
Mm.
around here. Yeah. Pour one out for the bar. Uh so it had like where you would walk in and there's like I don't want to call it a stage, but it was like you had like the regular flooring and then there was this one section where there was a bunch of speakers. There was like two or three like half tables like where you were on like a little stool
Mhm.
and there was like hardwood floor there. So that was like obviously like the performance area. And I remember we were sitting down over there and my friend Dynasty was with us too cuz she'd never been to one
Mhm.
and we're sitting there and all of a sudden we see a drag queen with some butt cheeks out and we're just like, "Oh my god." And then we go up to give Jody, a dollar,
Mhm.
cuz for those who don't know, you tip the drag kings or queens while they are performing. Well, my poor friend, who is like the height of a 12 or 13-year-old, so she's very short. Jody is very tall. So my friend hands Jody a dollar and gets a face full of boobs. Now, Jody had plastic surgery, so those are real boobs. And so my friend just is barely looking over at me, eyes bigger than plates, just like this help kind of look, and it was hilarious.
When we went to that show together, I basically gave all of my dollars to Family Jewels because they were my favorite.
Same. Same. That's where most of my money goes to them.
And I took out, I don't remember how much I took out. Or did you give me some? I can't remember.
I think we shared a little.
Yeah. It was at least
I'd
like
say,
$20.
oh yeah,
Maybe 40.
maybe. I usually go to the shows with about 20 or 40. It's
So,
great.
have you ever heard of DragCon?
I have.
Would
I
you
don't know
ever
much
go?
about it. Uh, if I had the opportunity to, yeah.
I wonder, like, what they do there.
Probably a lot of meet and greet with the more popular ones and then probably some panels.
I'm gonna look it up.
Do it. I'm
Okay.
looking up to see. Huh.
So obviously, like RuPaul's DragCon is like the biggest one, but there might be like smaller ones.
Yeah. I feel like there has to be.
This website is very bright.
Hate when that happens.
Well, it's
So
like
there
a lot of
was
colors.
so a few years ago, um, so at the local Pride Fest, the drag queens and Family Jewels would put on a performance outdoors. And it's family friendly, they're doing more family friendly performances. And they got on to Family Jewels. Now, I don't know the whole story, but it was because of nipples. These
Hmm.
weren't their real nipples, these were fake. Because they had because they bind where basically they pull their boobs under their armpits and have their nipples covered.
Mm-hmm.
And then they they just do simple markings to when you're performing, and at a distance with lights, it makes the fake ones look like, real ones for men. And they did not get their photos published, and they were told they could not do any of their other performances because of this.
Dang.
And I think that is BS,
Yeah.
especially at something like a Pride Fest.
So it says here that the big like drag con it's in LA and it's like May 12th. But
Hmm,
it's actually not as expensive as I thought it would be for LA.
really?
Yeah. So general admission is like for the whole weekend is like $80.
Huh.
I mean, that's pretty much like a furry convention.
Yeah. It's not
Like
too bad.
like a bigger one, I guess.
Yeah. That's not too bad.
I wonder if there's any in Austin. Hmm. There's gotta be. It's a big city.
I'm sure if you did some digging, you could find either a drag con or even drag shows all around you.
They did like a so like one of the mysteries that I've been wondering about is in 2021 supposedly there was like an Austin fur meet, but it was kind of not a fur meet, it was more like a convention.
Hmm.
Um but it wasn't really advertised like as a furry convention. It's confusing. Let me see if I can like find it.
That
Basically
is interesting.
basically what I'm trying to say is it was called furry burlesque show.
Hmm.
So they kind of advertised it as more of like a kind of like a drag show but with furries. Hold
Huh.
on. But I heard about it from a friend of mine and he wanted to go, but I think they ended up canceling it or something because it was still like COVID times, so
Yeah.
yeah.
That's interesting, though.
Yeah, cuz I remember like seeing pictures somewhere of like I think they did it like a couple years back, like before
Hmm.
2020. Come on, website load.
Isn't that always the
I
struggle?
think I have too many tabs open. It's like, no.
How many tabs do you have open?
When I'm doing videos or podcasts, usually a lot because I'm like researching stuff while I'm talking.
Oh my goodness.
Come on. It won't load.
It's gonna load the moment the podcast is over.
Okay, so
Ooh,
I guess like overall, it's basically like an 18 plus furry convention, but it's like also like a drag show kind of.
hmm.
I guess that's the theme, you could say.
Makes sense. Apparently, next weekend is Family Jewels' birthday, and they're doing a drag show in Carbondale
Oh,
for it.
snap.
Yep. Might have to see if Brad wants to go. Because I don't like. Because a lot of this for over there is street parking. And Carbondale's
Ugh.
parking makes me nervous.
Hey, say no more. I know exactly what you mean. I hate that.
Carbondale just sucks.
I just straight up won't go if there's street parking sometimes.
Or if you can't figure out exactly like what roads you need to turn on to get into the parking lot.
I think
I,
this website is defunct. It's no longer loading. Well, that's disappointing.
so you've only been to the one drag show, right?
Yes. Here, I'm going to send you a link to their Facebook page so you
Okay.
can kind of get an idea of what I was saying. And there's actually a fursuiter in that picture that I've seen at IFC.
Hmm.
I forgot what their name is. I think it's like Knox or something. It's the red
Yeah.
one, the red and white one.
Yeah.
I,
Interesting.
I think maybe they were at GFM too. Can't remember. But yeah, so
Seems
it says like, drag, fursuit dancers, DJs.
seems like fun.
And I guess they had it in 2019 and then they did one in 2020, but then after that, I don't think they opened anymore after that. So,
No telling.
I mean, it's a good idea though.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So when you went to the drag show I took you to,
mhm.
was it what you expected, or how was it compared to your expectations?
So, I'm like a really, I guess, modest person when it comes to like 18 plus stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, some of that kind of bothered me a little bit, like some of the sexual stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like jokes and stuff. I mean, sometimes it can be really funny, but then other times it kind of makes me uncomfortable. But like overall, I had a great time, and I would definitely go to another one. I think I was just expecting it to be more like not as many people for one thing. And then the other thing is I thought it would be more of like watching and less interactive, like I said before.
Yeah.
There were a ton of people there. Like we could barely get out
Oh,
the front door.
you should talk to Vesper about when because I took them to one drag show before that one, and it was the Pride Festival one.
Mhm.
You couldn't hardly stand in the room.
Mm.
And I had a random person who was not a performer. This was just a random person in the audience. They grabbed my butt.
I'm so glad that we went early to get seats.
I'm always I want to have a good spot. If they
Yeah.
change the layout, I want to know. So I want to have perfect viewing.
Speaking of, I told you I got tickets to see Owl City in October.
Mm-hmm.
That's standing room only, so I'm gonna have to figure out something for that.
They've
Cause
got those collapsible seats that you can buy.
yeah, cause my back is gonna hurt and my feet.
Just sounds like you'll have to get one of those little collapsible seats or those like leaning stools that you can get.
I'm just getting too old to stand for like 4 hours.
You're an old woman.
The last time that I went, I'm trying to think. I went to a concert with my dad that was standing room only, and I want to say like 1/3 of the way into the concert, I was dying. Like, I wanted to sit down so bad.
The last time I went to a standing only concert was at Heronfest, and I had beer poured down my arm by a random drunk person.
Ooh.
Yep.
That happened at a concert I went to when I was like 13. I think I told you about it. Like, I was at a Pillar concert at a very small venue, and like somebody had poured beer all over the floor, and one of my friends was with me, and they like tripped on the beer and like fell in it on the floor and like busted their knee. But the person that spilled it was just being like really inconsiderate.
Yeah. This was 3 Days Grace that we had went to, and
I like that band.
I think Heronfest should have a drag show.
Yeah. Do you think they'll ever do it?
No. Because they have the same indie bands, the same, country, the same Christian, and I'm just like, because they're wanting to cater to the people, like, to our parents' generation, and even a little, to the grandparents a bit, like, from that in-between time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're not the ones going anymore. Like, they still go, but a lot of them are more staying at home. Or if they go, they're just taking like the grandkids during the day.
Mhm.
They need to start coming into, my generation.
I'm looking at these stupid chairs that are like they go on. It's not even a chair. It's like bars that go on the back of your legs. You gotta see this. This is so stupid. I'm gonna put it in the Discord. Sorry for the long link.
Okay.
It's like a strap with some bars that you strap to the back of your knees. I think Rhett and Link did a video with this.
I'll look at that in just a second.
It looks so funny. It's basically like an air chair, like invisible seat. But
Let me
it's
see.
really goofy. Like if I saw somebody wearing this like unironically, I'd laugh. I like how under options it just shows the same picture 4 times. There are no options.
I'm looking at it now, waiting for it to load. Yeah, I think Rhett and Link did something about that.
Yeah, like what is that?
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine like just going to a concert and like seeing somebody sitting on nothing like
That
that?
looks like something. Okay. That looks like something you would wear if you're out camping and you have trouble squatting and you need to have support to be able to squat in the woods. Does it not?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks so goofy. I need something like that though for when I go to see Owl City because I'm not standing for like 6 hours or whatever.
You'll be the one person sitting on the floor.
Well, and then my dad was like, "Oh, we could just bring lawn chairs," but I'm like, "Dad, it's at a fancy bar in Dallas. Like, they're not gonna let us bring lawn chairs in there."
That that is the most redneck suggestion.
It is like we're going camping or something. It's literally like a really like swanky bar, like in the middle of Dallas. That's where we're going, and they have like mood lighting and no chairs. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Maybe I'll just take a lot of ibuprofen before I go. So my feet don't hurt, and I'll wear my inserts in my shoes. Ugh, I'm old.
you're, you're not that old.
I love listening to Trixie and Katya talk about their drag show stories, like things that have happened.
Yeah, because weren't they on RuPaul's Drag Race?
Yeah, and like before they were on that show, they were I think doing stand up by themselves. But they have so many stories of like fans coming up to them or like just weird things that happen.
Yeah, I can only imagine some of the interactions they've had with people.
And I know like a lot of young, like they have a lot of really young fans. So I would imagine like whenever their parents take them to stuff like this, it's probably really awkward.
Now, here's something. Uh, now, not talking about like, taking kids to the library for those, drag readings, but family friendly drag shows. What's your thought on it?
I mean, yeah, I mean I'm all for it.
Because some
Uh
people think that it takes away from how the performances should be,
yeah. I
but I
guess
think it's a great way to get younger people interested.
I think the way that I think about drag is like, they say like it's a performance.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I kind of think of like drag shows as furry conventions because that's like similar, I guess. When you put on a
They're,
fursuit and stuff,
I mean, they're putting on a costume.
you're performing in a costume, exactly. So
Yeah.
like, and we have family friendly furry conventions, so like I don't know why we couldn't have family
And
friendly
you've got your stage name.
drag. Yeah. The only thing I kind of know what you're saying though, where like you can't make certain jokes or like it's I
I
don't
feel like
know.
it's maybe not for every drag king or queen, and that they shouldn't try to force themselves into that category if
Yeah,
it just doesn't fit.
yeah. I think like they should have the option of like being not safe for work or family
Yeah,
friendly. Because
but
some people like that's part of their routine as a performer, like they're lewd or whatever.
yeah, but also, you know, uh, some they just can't do the family friendly, but also I don't think that if they want to avoid that stuff or if they think to fit in with a drag performance, I don't think they should try to make their stuff hypersexual. Because I've seen performances where they try to do that, but you can tell like it's just not that person. Like
Yeah,
it's just not for them. Because I don't think drag has to be an all or nothing thing.
yeah. I don't either. I mean, like I think you should do whatever you are comfortable with and what you want to do,
Yeah,
as long as it's not like illegal.
yeah, definitely.
I couldn't
I
see
mean,
myself going to like a super sexual show just because it's not really my vibe. But if people want to do that, like, it's fine with
yeah.
me.
I feel like the one that we went to together kind of hits the medium of that pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. Like it wasn't over the top and it wasn't, like super family friendly either.
Yeah.
So, I will
Like it
say
has
though,
the adult, huh?
bar culture is weird.
Yeah. I think that's about the only thing I didn't like was just the fact that it's at a bar.
Yeah.
But we don't really have many performance areas around here, so
Do you think like the fact that like whenever it is at a bar like makes people more like willing to make lewd jokes and stuff because they know like everybody's probably drinking and like
I think that kind of varies on the
loose.
person. I feel like if it's someone who's drinking, it might. Because then you've got the other people kind of chuckling at the dumb stuff.
Hmm.
So then there's that culture of, they laughed at this, let's keep it going.
I
And
noticed that
then,
Jody was drinking, so.
yeah, she was drinking a bit more than usual, I think.
What was her birthday?
And, yeah. And some of her jokes were getting a little, eh. Like, I get what she meant by them and meant no harm, but from someone who wasn't drinking, it's like, this is awkward. But to everyone else who's a little sloshed,
Hmm.
they're just like, this is funny shit.
I agree with that.
Because how can you not find even a bad joke when you're a bit drunk and you've got typically a man dressed in a very tight, sparkly dress with a lot of makeup telling a bad joke? Like, how are you not gonna laugh?
Well, and I feel
Like,
like if you're sloshed, you're probably gonna laugh at a lot of things.
yeah, literally the guy next to you farts, you're gonna laugh.
Yeah. What'd you think of the food at that bar?
Honestly, I was impressed.
I know, like, I think we got our orders mixed up, or like they thought we ordered something we didn't.
They handed it to us the wrong things, but then we switched them, because we had ordered just slightly different things.
Yeah.
But it was the right stuff to the table. It was just handed to the wrong person.
I don't even remember what I got. I think I got like.
Fries and a cheeseburger.
How do you
I
remember
think that.
that?
Well, I know I had that.
I know I
I'm
had
pretty.
something fried too. Not
I
French
want.
fries. Like I thought it was
I
like
don't remember.
mozzarella sticks or tater tots or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it was one of those. And we were all looking at each other very like shocked at how good bar food could actually be. Because I remember us just being like, holy shit, this is a good burger.
I'll tell you another like look that I want to do in
Hmm.
addition to like the male version of me. I also want to do. I hope this makes sense the way that I say it. So like, I want to do a look like a drag look of Lenny from Shark Tale, but as a drag queen, if that makes sense.
It does. I've seen where people have cosplayed drag queen Lord Farquaad or drag queen Shrek. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure if you can think it, you can do it.
I'm gonna Google it. Shrek drag.
Oh, please be careful the way you phrase it.
Don't worry, nobody can see anything
I
except
know, but
me.
be careful for what you may scar yourself with.
Oh, there's people doing Doris, the ugly stepsister.
Hmm.
That's awesome. And also the fairy godmother, too.
That is a popular one.
Hmm.
Like, I don't like. I want to create like kind of the male self of me, but also like its own character in a way of, and just start doing like really fun performances and just kind of let it take shape.
Typed in DreamWorks. drag.
I can only imagine what you're viewing.
For some reason, Turbo came up. Like the movie
It is.
Turbo.
Well, I mean, it is DreamWorks.
This isn't really what I meant.
TikTok might be your best for that.
I'll have to save that for later.
I've seen Megamind drag.
Let's do Disney drag. There's probably a lot of that.
Oh, I think I forgot to send it to you. There was one where there was these drag kings of Gaston and LeFou doing Gaston's song.
Nice.
And it was perfect.
Somebody did Disney villains drag.
I mean, how can you not?
So you've got like
I've seen Ursula before.
Oh yeah, gotta do that one.
Sounds like one of these days we're gonna have to get our makeup kit together and start doing a drag look, huh?
Oh yeah. I want to know
That'll
like
be a
what.
beautiful disaster.
Oh, somebody did Maleficent.
Nice.
And
I've seen Cruella de Vil before.
Yeah.
And I know around Halloween, I know it's not Disney, but there's always Rocky Horror Picture Show. Please tell me you've seen it.
No.
Ah,
I know what it like. I know of it, but I haven't watched it.
it's so good.
I feel like I say that a lot on this podcast.
I would, for Halloween, I want to do a drag look of Jareth the Goblin King from Labyrinth. I think that would be fun.
Somebody did Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. I love that movie. It's hilarious.
So underrated.
Mm-hmm. I'm just looking at Disney drag now.
It's a rabbit hole.
It is, and we're gonna be here all night.
I'm gonna look up the supplies I need to get so I can make a glitter beard, and I need to figure out what look I want to go for.
My sister wants to try drag too. Because, like I said, she got me into the whole thing. Like, she knows more about drag than I do. And, like, I think she found it through, like, the beauty community. Because she does a lot of, like, makeup looks and stuff. Well, not so much anymore, but she used to, like, a couple years back. And she was, like, showing me all these looks. And, like, they were based on drag. So I think another thing on my bucket list is probably to go to like a Pride Fest or something.
Yes.
Like maybe not necessarily a parade because it's kind of hot outside here.
And that's a lot of walking.
Like especially in June in Texas is kind of hot.
That's asking for a heat stroke.
So I'd rather do maybe just like a short trip to like a festival type thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping we have one this year.
Type. Yeah, so they have a pride parade, but it's in August. I don't know. I feel like August would still be way too hot cuz it's usually like 100 degrees here in August.
That's gross.
Yes. And if I'm going to be wearing like either my fursuit or makeup or anything, it's going to be dripping. For sure.
I do suggest the All Day Makeup Spray by Urban Decay. Not sponsored.
Okay. Actually,
That
I don't have any sponsors on this channel. We need to fix that. Maybe not a beauty sponsor, but like
yeah.
someone. Raycon, please sponsor me. I use your headphones all the time. So it looks like I just looked up like Austin Pride, and they actually have like a lot of different stuff. Most of them are in June and August. So there's like 2 in June and then 3 in August.
Fun.
Still too hot though.
Yeah.
It needs to be indoors. I need to be indoors at all times because if I'm not, I will melt.
You're not heat resistant?
No. I am I'm made of water. I mean, I know everybody is, but I'll just die if I step outside for any reason.
Mood.
A couple years ago, our air conditioner broke
Oh no.
in, I think it was June or July in Texas. And I think part of my soul left my body because our house was literally like 85 degrees inside the house.
Ew.
And it was miserable. Like, we were like laying on the floor. That's how hot it was. Because outside wasn't any better. I mean, it was like 90 outside. And like all of our ice melted. Like, I don't know. It was a mess. Like, even though we had like power, like the house was so warm that even like stuff in the freezer was like less than what it should be. It was weird.
Hmm.
No relief. Well, we're approaching our hour mark. I'm kind of running out of things to say, if I'm honest.
It happens.
But drag is awesome, and people need to just stop being upset about it. It's just a performance. People are having fun. Let it go.
It is what it is. Get over it. Don't like it. Look away and just shut up. Just let people enjoy things.
It's not
This world
hurting.
sucks.
It's not hurting anybody.
Believe it or not, the people behind all the makeup and the sparkly outfits are real people.
Honestly,
Who'd have thought?
real talk, I would trust somebody like performing in a drag show more than I would trust a heterosexual man like in
I
his
would trust
50s coming up to me.
the person in even in full drag makeup and outfit to watch my future child more than what I would the random 40-year-old white guy, straight white guy that's single down the road.
Yeah, same. So, last thing I'm going to say before I end this, I'm very disappointed in my audience.
Oh, we get to shame them now?
Yes, I'm publicly shaming my audience because y'all have not been adding anything to my podcast topic list, and If you think I don't notice, I do, because I check it all the time and there's nothing new on there. So
We know you're here listening. Why
yeah,
ain't you contributing?
yeah. So if you're listening to this, you need to go to that link in the description box and click on it, or tap if you're on your phone, and add something to the list. I don't care how dumb you think it may be. We're
'Cause even if
open.
we don't use that idea, it may spark a different idea for us.
Exactly. And even if you like saw it on another podcast, like still add it because we need ideas. So that's your assignment.
And as of right now, you're all failing.
You're all failing until further notice.
I'm disappointed in you. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Me too.
I thought better of you.
So I've kind of been doing art streams on Mondays from now on. So that's still happening. And then I think I might be on a live stream with Alex this week. I'm not sure what day, but he wanted to do a live stream in VR chat. So if you're interested in that, anybody listening, I'll be over on his channel. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.